What's up, football fans? Before we dive into today's story, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any breaking NFL news. Today we've got some concerning news coming out of Pittsburgh that could shake up the AFC playoff race. Steelers superstar TJ Watt is sidelined after a medical procedure went wrong, and his brother JJ just dropped some details that have everyone talking. Let's break down exactly what happened, what this means for Pittsburgh's playoff hopes, and when we might see one of the league's most dominant defenders back on the field. So here's the situation. On Wednesday, TJ Watt was at the Steelers training facility getting what's called dry needling treatment. Now, if you're not familiar with dry needling, it's a pretty common therapy that athletes use for muscle recovery. Trainers insert thin needles into muscle tissue to help release tension and improve blood flow. It's supposed to be routine stuff that happens all the time in NFL facilities across the league. But something went wrong during this procedure. According to his brother JJ Watt, who posted an update on X Friday afternoon, TJ suffered a partially collapsed lung during the treatment. Let that sink in for a second. A routine recovery procedure led to a collapsed lung for one of the NFL's premier defenders. By Thursday, TJ was experiencing serious discomfort in his chest and breathing area, and the team immediately got him to the hospital. The medical staff acted quickly, and TJ underwent surgery on Friday to stabilize and repair the lung. The good news? JJ reported that the surgery was successful, and TJ was released from the hospital Friday evening. Now, the Watt family released a statement thanking everyone for their support and well wishes, but here's the part that has Steelers fans nervous. There's no clear timetable for his return. And with Pittsburgh fighting for playoff positioning right now, this couldn't have come at a worse time. Let's talk about what losing TJ Watt means for this Steelers team. Head coach Mike Tomlin has already ruled him out for Monday night's crucial matchup against the Dolphins. And honestly, calling TJ Watt important to this defense is like saying water is wet. This man is the Steelers' defense. Look at his numbers this season. In 13 games, Watt has racked up 7 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, and 53 total tackles. But those stats don't tell the whole story. TJ Watt's impact goes way beyond the box score. Offensive coordinators have to game plan specifically around him. They're sliding protection his way, keeping tight ends and running backs in to chip him, running plays away from his side of the field. That's the kind of attention that opens up opportunities for everyone else on that defense. Remember, this is a guy who won Defensive Player of the Year back in 2021 when he put up an insane 22.5 sacks. He's been a Pro Bowler 7 straight seasons and earned first-team All-Pro honors 4 times. Over his career, he's got 115 sacks and 36 forced fumbles in 134 games. The man is constantly wreaking havoc in opposing backfields. The Steelers just moved into first place in the AFC North after that huge 27-22 win over Baltimore last week. They're sitting at 7-6, but that division is tight, and every single game matters down the stretch. Losing your best defensive player, your leader, your game wrecker for even one game is massive. But if this recovery takes longer, that could seriously derail Pittsburgh's playoff chances. Now let's talk about Monday night's game, because the timing of this injury makes it even more painful for Steelers fans. They're facing a red-hot Miami Dolphins team that's won 4 straight games and is clawing their way back into playoff contention. Miami started slow this season and sits at 6-7, but they've found their groove at exactly the right time. They can't catch the Patriots, who are dominating the AFC East at 11-2, but they're very much alive in the wildcard race. This Monday night game at 8:15 p.m. Eastern is absolutely pivotal for both teams. Think about it from Miami's perspective. They're going to see that TJ Watt is out, and their offensive coordinator is probably smiling right now. Tua Tagovailoa and that offense just got a massive break. They won't have to worry about the league's most disruptive pass rusher coming off the edge. They can be more aggressive with their play calling, maybe take some deeper shots downfield without that constant pressure in the pocket. For Pittsburgh, this becomes a must-win game. Not just because of playoff positioning, but because you need to prove you can win without your best player. The rest of that defense has to step up in a major way. Guys like Alex Highsmith, Cameron Hayward, and Minkah Fitzpatrick need to elevate their games to another level. Here's something that I think deserves attention. This whole dry needling situation. Like I mentioned earlier, dry needling is supposed to be a safe, routine treatment that athletes use all the time for muscle recovery and pain management, but clearly something went wrong here. A collapsed lung, medically called a pneumothorax, happens when air leaks into the space between your lung and chest wall. When that air pushes on the lung from outside, it can't expand properly, making it hard to breathe. In TJ's case, it was partial, not complete, but serious enough to require surgery. The question everyone's asking now is, how did this happen? Was it just a freak accident, one of those extremely rare complications that nobody could predict? Or was there an issue with how the procedure was performed? Teams across the league use dry needling constantly, and incidents like this are incredibly uncommon. I'm sure there's going to be an investigation into exactly what happened, and the Steelers' medical staff is probably reviewing their protocols right now. Other teams are definitely paying attention too, because player safety is paramount. If there's something that needs to change about how these treatments are administered, the league needs to figure that out quickly. But for now, all that matters is that TJ is recovering and that the surgery was successful. Everything else can be sorted out later. So where do we go from here? The Steelers have to focus on beating Miami on Monday night without their defensive anchor. That's task number 1, but the bigger question is about TJ's recovery timeline. Collapsed lungs can be tricky. Even after successful surgery, you need time for the lung to fully heal and for the chest to stabilize. Athletes can't just jump back into contact sports immediately. We're talking about a position where TJ is constantly battling 300-pound offensive linemen, getting hit, falling on the ground, twisting his body to chase down quarterbacks. His doctors need to make absolutely sure that lung is completely healed before he steps back on that field. Could we see him back in a week or two? Maybe. Could it be longer? Possibly. The Steelers and the Watt family aren't giving specific timelines yet, which tells me they're being appropriately cautious. And honestly, that's the right approach. Yes, Pittsburgh needs TJ Watt to make the playoffs, but his long-term health is more important than any single season. The silver lining here is that the surgery went well, and TJ is already out of the hospital. That's a really positive sign. He's a world-class athlete in peak physical condition, which should help his recovery. But this is uncharted territory for him and for the team. All right, football fans, that's the latest on the TJ Watt situation. It's a scary reminder that even routine medical treatments can sometimes have unexpected complications. And it's a massive blow to a Steelers team fighting for playoff survival. What do you think? Can Pittsburgh beat Miami without TJ? How long do you think he'll be out? Drop your predictions in the comments below. And if you're not already subscribed, hit that button and ring the bell so you get all the latest NFL updates as this story develops. I'll be back with more coverage after Monday night's game. Until then, stay tuned and let's hope for a speedy recovery for one of the game's best defenders. See you in the next one.